Folks, I can tell you right now, what I'm about to unveil is so explosive, so unprecedented, that it's shaking the entire NFL to its core. I've been around this league for over 2 decades, scouting, analyzing, whispering with insiders, and I've never seen something this big, this controversial, or this potentially game-changing in the middle of a season. Right now, as we speak, there's a clandestine poker game unfolding behind closed doors. A trade that could rewrite the balance of power in the NFC and send shockwaves through the league's hierarchy. And I guarantee, what I'm about to reveal to you isn't just a rumor, not some insider speculation. It's a meticulously gathered mosaic of intel, solid sources, and insider whispers that point to a seismic move brewing in Philadelphia. Buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you might just be the biggest off-season story of 2026. And if you're not paying close attention, you could miss the secret that could define the franchise's next decade. But first, listen, I need you to do something right now. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like, tap the bell icon, because this story, this revelation, is just the tip of the iceberg. The real details, the full breakdown, the hidden angles, they're reserved for my most dedicated insiders. If you want to see the full picture, if you want to be ahead of this historic wave of NFL chaos, you can't miss what's coming next. This isn't just a story, it's a countdown to what could be the most transformative move in recent NFL history. So get ready, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything. Now, let's set the stage, because what's happening behind the scenes isn't just a simple trade rumor. No, this is a chess match involving some of the sharpest minds in the league. ROSEMAN, Nick Sirianni, and even whispers of league-wide interests that go far beyond just the Eagles or Kansas City. This isn't about a standard free agent signing or a mid-season waiver wire move. This is about a strategic, calculated, high-stakes gamble on a player who, until recently, seemed firmly rooted in his home city, Chris Jones. Let's rewind and piece together the puzzle, starting with the player himself, Chris Jones. Standing at an imposing 6'6", weighing over 310 pounds, Jones is the kind of disruptive force that makes offensive lines tremble. Drafted in 2016 out of Mississippi State, he quickly established himself as one of the league's premier interior defenders, earning 7 Pro Bowls and 6 All-Pro selections by his 7th season. His resume is packed with highlights: 3 Super Bowl championships, double-digit sacks multiple seasons, relentless interior pressure that often collapses pocket and game plans. But here's what's shocking. Despite his undeniable talent, Jones' 2025 season was surprisingly down from his usual standards. 17 games, 29 tackles, 7 sacks, 2 passes defended. Not bad, but for Jones, a guy who routinely commands double teams, who's been a perennial All-Pro, that was seen as a decline. Sources close to the team whisper that his internal data shows a slight dip in explosiveness, possibly fatigue, but the real story is bigger. Jones, now 31, might be at a crossroads. His contract details here are murky, but insiders suggest he's entering the final year of his deal with Kansas City, possibly a team-friendly structure that's set to explode in value. The Chiefs, winners of the past 3 Super Bowls, are known for their patience, but also for their shrewd salary cap management. If they decide to move Jones, it's not just a rental, it's a strategic reset. Now let's talk about options. Enter the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia, under ROSEMAN and coach Nick Sirianni, has built a roster that's the envy of the league, but it's not perfect. Their defense, while solid, has some glaring issues up front, especially against power-rushing teams like Dallas, San Francisco, and even in the AFC with teams like the Bills and Jets. Their interior line has performed well, but not elite. They've invested heavily in linebackers and secondary, but the run-stopping interior pressure has sometimes been inconsistent. Enter the need for a game-changing force that can tip the scales, a true difference-maker on the defensive front. Could Chris Jones be that guy? According to multiple league insiders, the answer is a resounding yes. Let's analyze the situation from every angle. The Eagles are sitting on a mountain of cap space. Sources suggest they're in the top 5 in available cap room. They're also keenly aware that their window to win a championship is closing with the current core, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and their emerging defense. They want that final push, that piece that catapults them from good to legendary. Here's what makes this potential trade so fascinating. The core of the deal hinges on a combination of draft picks, perhaps a high-value selection or a promising young player, and a contractual tweak to make it feasible. The Chiefs, known for their shrewd negotiations, reportedly value Jones at a package that could include a second-round pick, a young defensive talent, and some cap relief. Why? Because the Chiefs aren't just looking for cap space. They're eyeing their future, and with Patrick Mahomes still in his prime, they might view Jones as a tradable asset if it means building for a new era. But here's where it gets even more intense, the trade mechanics. How does this actually happen? Sources whisper that the Eagles are prepared to offer a 2026 second-round pick, possibly a future third or fourth, and a young player with upside, maybe a second-year linebacker or safety. The clincher. Kansas City would need to restructure the deal, possibly adding incentives or guaranteed money to cover Jones' remaining salary and ensure his motivation. The league buzz is that both sides are playing this close to the vest, with clandestine meetings happening at undisclosed locations, and the NFL's trade machinery secretly humming behind the scenes. The NFLPA, league office, and team executives are all aware this isn't just another transaction. It's a strategic move that could tilt the balance of power, and everyone knows it. Now let's break down the fit. Jones, a natural fit in Steve Spagnuolo's aggressive, pressure-centric defense, would seamlessly slot into the Eagles' defensive front. His ability to collapse the pocket from the interior, occupy multiple blockers, and generate disruptive pass rush from that spot would elevate the entire defense. Paired with Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, and a ferocious linebacker core, Jones would turn the Eagles into a nightmare for offenses that rely on quick passes and power runs. What's the projection from this? The worst-case scenario is a slight adjustment period. Jones adjusting to a new system, the Eagles fitting him into their scheme, and the team risking some chemistry disruption. But the best case? A total transformation of their front seven, making them not just a good run-stopping defense, but an elite, fear-inducing juggernaut that can dominate in every phase. Let's talk about the league's reaction. Rivals are already whispering about game over if this deal goes through. The Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, and even the Bills, they're all watching intensely. A move of this magnitude isn't just about Team X and Team Y, it's about league-wide dominance. The media chatter, already reaching fever pitch. ESPN, NFL Network, and the international sports outlets are calling this the deal that could define the 2026 season. And what about the financial side? Cap gymnastics, incentives, possible extensions, all are on the table. Kansas City might be looking at a rebuild, or perhaps a strategic reset, deciding to cash in on their star before the market value dips. Meanwhile, the Eagles are betting big on this move as the final piece of a puzzle that could propel them into dynasty territory. What's even more intriguing? The timing. Early June, right before training camp, this is when teams want to make the statement. When they want to send a bold message to the league. We're all in. Just imagine the buzz around Lincoln Financial Field if this trade were announced. Fans in euphoria, analysts scrambling to recalculate playoff odds, and the league's entire fabric shifting in real time. Before I wrap this up, here's my professional take. This isn't just a rumor. It's a strategic play by both teams, born out of necessity, ambition, and a clear-eyed view of what's possible. Chris Jones isn't just a player. He's a symbol of elite defensive dominance, a game winner who could redefine Philadelphia's entire identity in 2026. And I believe, with every fiber of my scouting instincts, that this move is more than just a possibility. It's a near certainty if the right signals continue to align. If you're serious about NFL insider information, about understanding the plays that will shape the next decade, stay locked in. Because the league is moving fast, and this story isn't over yet. The moment that trade gets done, everything changes: the championship race, the power hierarchy, and your favorite team's destiny. And trust me, you'll want to say you were here right when it all exploded. This is the kind of move that doesn't just make headlines, it rewires the entire league. Don't blink. Don't turn away. Because what's coming next might just be the biggest NFL story of 2026, and I guarantee you won't want to miss it.